Well, I just got off the water and what a weekend that was. It was a bumpy ride for a couple of teams. Day one was just absolutely incredible to watch, and day two, it was just a nail-biting finish.
Nose down into the water.
In Canada, they've come off the foils, they've jumped out of the water, look at the speed. It's going to be a sprint now, the finish line coming into view.
The newest victors of SailGP is the France SailGP Team. This now means we've had 3 different winners at the last 3 events, which just goes to show how much this competition is really levelling up. Let's have a look at the overall season championship. Australia have actually extended their lead in first position, New Zealand following close behind still. France have jumped up to 3rd overall, Great Britain sitting in 4th. Then it's real tight in the mid-pack with Canada and Denmark tied on points in 5th and 6th. United States haven't moved up, they're still in 7th, and Spain and Switzerland rounding out the overall championship. Now, I didn't go too badly with my predictions this weekend, predicting that France and Australia were going to make that final, but I got my order wrong, with France actually winning instead of coming 3rd and Australia coming in that 3rd spot, as well as USA sneaking in instead of the British. The Switzerland SailGP team, now they actually finished last this weekend, but it was the first time that Seb's been back on the wheel after 2 events. Happy birthday for yesterday.
Thanks.
First time back on the wheel after 2 events. How do you feel the team is going?
Yeah, the team is going really well. They did some good improvements, especially technically. I think boat handling is really good now. We able to overtake some teams and fight. The problem is quite often we start a bit behind, so yeah, we're not making our life easy with the start. So that's a big focus point for the rest of the season.
You had a few good results, so do you have some confidence going into the next event then?
Yeah, fully confident in the team. I think yeah, really good talent on board and. Just trying to put it all together. I think we now have a good opportunity with a bit more time between now and the next event. So yeah, really try to get into those details and come in Dubai firing.
Perfect, we'll see you in Dubai.
Yeah, looking forward.
The Denmark SailGP team, they did not have a very good weekend. They had a horrendous day 1. They made up for it in day 2, and I'm sure they're not really happy with an 8th place finish. So let's chat to one of the sailors and see how they really feel.
Fun weekend. I think it was good for everyone to get a bit unstable sea state.
What was harder, Saturday or trying to push the boat in the shed?
Oh, that's a hard one every time. Yeah, I reckon both need to practice.
And you had a good day today though, 2nd and a 4th. Did you study really hard overnight or was it just better conditions for you?
Well, we did study really hard overnight. Everyone was full on and everyone had their responsibilities that I think they just improved a little bit on. But for sure, the conditions were also more to our advantage today.
The other thing is that you were here last year when it was the first ever event that women were racing on the boat. And how far do you think that the program has come in a year?
I think we came pretty far, and I can at least speak for my behalf that I came really far. And I think that on the Danish team here we integrated me and Marie really well. And yeah, I'm only looking forward to a brighter future.
Perfect. Well, we'll let you pack up and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
See ya. So the home team, Spain, they finished 7th in this event. Now, I'm sure they were hoping to climb that leaderboard, but they had some really promising results this weekend, especially considering the conditions. So let's go have a chat to the sailors and see how they're feeling and how awesome that crowd was.
It's been amazing, the crowd we had here with us and cheering for us. And yeah, I mean, we want to come back here next year and give it everything. Cádiz is the only place in the world you can find the crowd pushing us like this, and also in Spain we had many people from everywhere in Spain coming and give us a lot of power.
You almost didn't make the start of the first race yesterday. You came back with a 4th and a 3rd. You must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, we were in big trouble before the start. We just made it. We were quite stressed before that start, and in those hard conditions it was super nice to pull off a good race. And yeah, today we came out with some options to be in the final. Very happy for the future of the team.
Well, thanks so much, Diego, and good luck with the pack-up.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Bye.
After 3 podium finishes at the last 3 events, New Zealand only came in 6th this weekend in Cadiz. And I can see that they're having a little bit of pizza back there, having a bit of party. I might have to go interrupt them and see how the team is feeling. I hate breaking up parties. Not the event that you guys are probably looking for, but still 2nd overall. Plenty to play for.
Yeah, we didn't quite sail well enough, or both days really, but especially today. We did some good things yesterday to leave ourselves in the hunt and fought hard, but yeah, just not good enough from us today. So plenty of learnings from the weekend as a whole for the, like you say, long season, and still right up there. But yeah, pretty disappointed, but yeah, we'll bounce back.
Now the British team, they finished 5th overall at this event, but it was really surprising because they looked like they were shooing for the final. All they needed to do was finish 7th in that final fleet race. Because of that result, they've dropped to 4th in the overall ranking. So I'm gonna have a chat to someone and see what actually happened today and what went wrong. Ben, it feels like you guys were so close to that final, and what happened in that last race?
I don't know, actually. It's a good question. It was just a shocker. Everything went wrong. We had a bad start. I don't really understand what happened with the penalties with the OCS boats. We think we had something wrong with the boat because we had a good lead in the first race and then went sort of backwards through the fleet. So, yeah, a number of things. Everything went wrong. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. So we'll have to do a bit of head scratching, do a lot of analysis, work out if we were doing something wrong, why, and try and get things back on track for Dubai.
Have you sailed in Dubai before? What can we expect?
Yeah, I've sailed in Dubai a few times. I think it's a great venue. I think the area where we're racing is, as I understand it, quite compressed. So we're going to see quite a tight race course. Lots of manoeuvring, lots of action between the boats. So classic SailGP.
4th overall, but still in the hunt?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be like that, I think, the whole way through this competition. I think Australia have got a bit of a jump now. The Kiwis are up there. The Americans are coming. We've been hanging around 3rd or 4th. We missed the event in Copenhagen. So, we're in the mix where we want to be. We know that we can certainly sail better, and we're going to need to do that coming into the second half of this season.
Well, I'll let you relax. It's probably a mentally draining weekend.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Ben. See ya.
We got problems here. Way off the pace upwind.
Now the British, they were complaining about their rudder. Was there any damage, or were they just sailing slow in that last race?
No, there was a little bit of cosmetic damage just between the join of the elevator and the rudder blade on the port side. So we put a diver in the water, but it wasn't that bad, so we decided not to change the rudder.
And we saw it go to 4 people on board for the final race. Is that a call from you, Brad?
Yeah, it was. It was from Russell and myself. We discussed it and felt like the breeze was dropping a bit and add another dimension to the podium race. I think the flight controllers were a bit disappointed to be stepping off the boat, but we felt that it added a new dynamic to that race.
The other thing that was announced last week was the season 4 calendar, 14 races. How are you feeling about that?
I feel like I need a holiday, and Brad probably won't let me have one, but...
Brad, you're going to give him a holiday?
Spare parts, Joel. You'll need a lot more spare parts with the way that we go.
Some spare parts.
Enjoy the time you have, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, guys.
So 2 wins on day 2 for the Canada SailGP team, but they just missed out on that final by just 1 point.
We never thought it was even an option to make the final, so we were just pleased that we came 4th.
Now, you've been around for a while sailing on the F50s, but was yesterday a new experience for you too?
Yeah, I think yesterday the wavelength, like the period of the waves, was just the worst it could be. It was exactly the length of the dagger board to the rudders. So we were just going into troughs and the rudder would be out, and yeah, so it was really hard. And today the wave period was a little bit longer, so it made it a bit easier. But yeah, it was blooming. If it had been windy yesterday, it would have been heinous.
We've got a bit of time between now and Dubai. What will the team do to keep on improving?
Yeah, we've got a bit more simulator time, which I think will be useful with the long gap. And, a bunch of us are doing some other events, and I think we're finding, that it's good to keep racing and keep sharp.
2 wins, and you're also winning the pack-up, so well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
See you, Chris. The Australian SailGP team are still proving that they are the ones to beat because they've actually extended their lead in the overall championship this weekend with that 3rd place finish. Now, obviously, they probably didn't want to come 3rd in this weekend's event. They are always gunning for that top spot. I've spotted the flight controller, so I want to chat to him and find out how hard his weekend actually was. Jace, it was a tough weekend to be a flight controller. Are you exhausted?
Yeah, pretty knackered. I mean, all the flight controllers on the league, every time we walk past each other, it's a bit of a nod of respect that we got through the day. But it was really cool to see the fleet was performing really well. A bit like Saint-Tropez, tough conditions, and everyone I thought did a great job. So just shows how far everyone's coming in the league together.
Yeah, today looked like you guys struggled a little bit though after it died down a little bit.
Yeah, we just struggled to get off the line today, as opposed to Tommy's been doing a really good job these last few days, and today was just a little bit late, probably didn't adapt to the conditions. But then we made a really good move through the fleet that first race, sailed really well, and then the last one we got just scraped through to get to the final, which is all we need to do, get to our top 3.
That final, it kind of threw everyone into a bit of a scramble because it went from 6 people on board to 4 people on board. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, we finished that race going to the final, and none of us on board were even thinking 4 people, and then we heard from the French calling the race committee that was to 4. So a bit of a stitch up, you know, I felt really bad because then Tommy obviously has to fly the boat and I jump off and, you know, had no practice all week flying it in those conditions and it makes it really hard. But I mean, I hope the crowd got to show they wanted a close finish between the French and the USA. So
Well, thanks for chatting and good luck with the pack up.
appreciate it. Cheers.
Thanks, Chase. The United States SailGP team just snuck into that final after a great race 5. They actually finished second overall in this event, but unfortunately they haven't really moved up the leaderboard. They're still in 7th, but the points are getting closer and closer to getting them in that top 3. What was it like racing in a final? Was it super intense? That finish was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I was grinding the whole time, so I didn't really watch the whole race, but it seemed like we were in it till the end, so that was good.
How much are you learning with these guys? Obviously, they're some of the best in the business.
Oh, I'm learning so much, and I just really appreciate their patience since it was my first event, and I was falling all over the boat quite a bit, but the guys were super patient, and yeah, I'm learning tons.
Well, the more women sailing that 50, the better, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, I'll let you pack up, but thanks for chatting. See ya. They're busy packing up, but I did catch Jimmy just as he got off the water after coming second.
Yeah, look, I think it's a great result for the weekend for the team. It's a big points grab for us. Clearly we're disappointed. You know, we would have loved to have won the race, but, you know, I'd really like to congratulate Quentin and the French. I mean, what a fantastic weekend. They were definitely the most consistent boat.
Well, it was the France SailGP team that took out the victory this weekend in Cadiz, and what a performance by their team. Consistency across the conditions, and they're actually the 4th team to win a SailGP event this season. Let's go in and have a chat and see how happy the team are for this event win. It's been a long time coming too to win an event.
Yeah, sure. I think the last few months were really important for us, and I think having really close events is really nice to be able to improve, and yeah, now we're here and we just have to enjoy now.
What did you think when you heard over the radio that it was 4 people on board?
I didn't feel well at this moment. I was like, okay, I was not ready for that. I didn't do any warm-up, or I didn't think about it. It took me 30 minutes to realize, and then I was just like, okay, go. You don't have to think about it, just grind and be as good as you can, and just enjoy it. It was a good, I think, a good chance to prove that women can do it too. So yeah, I'm pretty proud.
Well, enjoy the celebrations and congratulations.
Thank you.
To be honest, Manon did an awesome Grand Prix. Like as a strategist, tacticians, the race 4 was really strong about Manon. She called the right shift, the right pressure, and it's quite easy for us because we spend many times together on the NACRA, so I recognize her voice and her call, so it was really good. And on the 4th configuration, she just pushed so hard on the grinding, so it was good to see. Like she was full power and a lot of conviction. So Jimmy did a really good tactic move by tacking under us, and we tried to roll him, and it was really tight. But yeah, at the end we were able to roll him and try to sail fast until the finish line. Special day for the French team. We're coming back from very far. Like last season we were last, and I think the team pushed really hard since the beginning of the season to keep the learning curve increasing. So I feel really happy.
Well, that's it for the debrief for the Spain Sail Grand Prix presented by Nia. The great news is that we will be back in Cadiz in the beautiful Andalusia region of Spain for the next 2 years. It's confirmed in the calendar, which is great for the sailors and also amazing for the crowds, because what a crowd we saw out there this weekend. Next up, we have Dubai for our first ever race in the Middle East. Let us know in the comments what you thought about this weekend. Give us a comment, give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe.